everybody, welcome back to my channel, Nonstop Talking with your girl here, Vivian Liu. Today I will be discussing the worst books I read in 2022. So I think I have 12 titles. Yes, I have 12 titles on the list. I'm going to once again try to be quick about this, so let the countdown begin. At number 12 is a manga, Sweat and Soap by Kintetsu Yamada. This manga series was recommended to me by a college friend. She told me like, hey, don't be weirded out by the title or by like the suggestively pushy cover of the first volume. It's a super cute romance, and on the plus side, it's completed. So I decided to give it a try. It's about a soap maker dude and a co-worker of his who like has this scent that he's attracted to. And then, you know, romance happens from there. I got like the first volume, I wasn't really feeling the concept already, but I was like, you know what, this is a recommendation from a close friend. Let's push through, and like maybe after the first volume it's gonna warm up to me. Never did, wasn't my vibe. I got up to I finished volume 3 and I was just like, you know what, I just need to quit. Like, I don't think this would ever be for me. Mainly, I felt like I never got comfortable with reading it. Like, I don't know how to like explain this properly, but mainly it's like I was uncomfortable reading it and it just wasn't my cup of tea. At number 11 is Husband Material, which is the second book in the London Calling series by Alexis Hall. So I was very much looking forward to the sequel. I read the first book and enjoyed it a lot. However, this was terrible. Like, it makes you feel like the couple shouldn't be together, which is a not great feeling. And I was kind of annoyed by both the main characters, in particular Luke. To sum it up, the book made me feel like the couple should just break up. Like, they should not try to make things work. It's not working. I was displeased with the ending. I felt lied to, and that didn't feel good. And it's hard because I feel like this author has had a pretty decent and solid track record with me. So just to see her book end up on my worst list adds to the dissatisfaction. Number 10 is The Curious Case of Benjamin Button and Other Short Stories by F. Scott Fitzgerald. I liked The Great Gatsby. I read it for required reading in high school and decided to reread it as an adult to see if I would still enjoy it, and I still do. So I thought, you know what? This is pretty good. Maybe I should read other F. Scott Fitzgerald. And with Benjamin Button being a short story, it was like immediately like on my top priority list because it's short, right? Sadly, I could just never get on board with the main character. I did not like the main character at all, and my like dislike for the main character made me not like the story. The version that I had 2 additional like short stories, and I liked those short stories more than the main short story of Benjamin Button. But that's not the case, right? The case is Benjamin Button, and I didn't like Benjamin Button. Number 9 is An Abundance of Catherines by John Green. As I explained before, I never got on the John Green train during like his hype. So there's like a part of me that misses that YA time. And so whenever I feel like it, I pick up a YA book from that time frame of like YA hype. I hope you're getting what I mean. So I picked up this John Green book. I think I actually got it like from a friend, or friend's friend technically. Why am I going on these tangents? Stop. So I read An Abundance of Catherines. What is this about? It's about this one dude who dates a bunch of girls named Catherines, and they like never work out. He decides to go on a road trip with his friend to get over the most recent breakup with this Catherine. This book just bored me to tears. Like, I feel like it was so dull. I was waiting for something to happen and nothing ever happened. Mainly, there was like nothing of substance in it, but weirdly, so in 2022, so same year I read An Abundance of Catherine, I also picked up The Fault in Our Stars finally, and I ended up being pleasantly surprised by The Fault in Our Stars. I liked it actually, and it ended up being on my most surprising list of 2022. So John Green, you can go either way. Number 8 is Fun Home, a family tragic comic. Okay, it's by Allison, I don't know how to say her last name, Allison B. So I forgot who I heard mention this graphic novel, but I should try to remember because our tastes do not align. Fun Home is a graphic novel memoir, and it takes place in a funeral home where the graphic novelist grew up because it was the family business. As she gets older, she finds out that she's a lesbian and her dad was gay, and honestly, I was like intrigued in the beginning, but as it continued, it just lost me and I like got bored. Like I was just not invested or cared about it anymore, and I just feel really sad saying that because this is somebody's life and I'm very, 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 very sorry. I also want to mention that there were way too many literary references for my liking. Number 7 is sadly another manga. It's Komi Can't Communicate, Volume 1 by Tomohiro Oda. I've been seeing this manga like every time I go to the bookstore, so I finally caved and picked it up. Unfortunately, it just wasn't for me. I think I might have misunderstood the plot of the book from the title, and that was my bad. I assumed it would be more like talking about or focus about social anxiety and like speech issues. However, that's not the case. In addition, in the first volume there's already hints of like this potential romance, and I don't feel like rooting for it. So after the first volume, I was just like, nope, this is not for me. I will not be continuing. Number 6 is Wild Bird, and this hurts me because I don't know why I said hurts me with a smile. I'm so sorry. That was a weird reaction. But this hurts me. Stop smiling. Because maybe I'm smiling because what I'm going to say after. And what I'm saying after is that I loved Flipped. Flipped is one of my all-time favorite middle grade books written by the same author. I read it as a preteen, reread it as an adult, saw the movie, loved it, continue to love it. So I thought for kicks I would pick up another book from this author, and mainly with Wild Bird there were just some tropes that were utilized that I do not support. It's wild like Wild Bird but I also read this author's novel about her writing process called Hope in the Mail in 2022, and that showed up on my most surprising list. So this is just a repeat of John Green. So I guess the year of 2022 was really a year of love and hate for the same authors. Food for thought. Number 5 is Faithless 2 by Brian. I'm going to try my best to sound this out. I don't know if I'm saying this right. Correct me if I am wrong. Azzarello. So I was really excited to pick up this second volume. I read the first volume and thought it was like weirdly fun. I was entertained. Like it wasn't like high up there in the ratings, but like I was like, cool, unique stuff, weird, I like it. I'll pick up the second one when it comes around. So I did, and I was just not happy with the second one. This time around it just came off as like really, really creepy, and I was so turned off by how gratuitous the sexual deviance came off as. Like, I don't want to say because it's like a really peculiar sexual story that I don't read things like that, and that's why I don't like this. Like, I've read other like stuff that are kind of in the same vein, and I've enjoyed them, but I just could not get on board with this second volume. I know there is a third volume, but I'm tapped out. So it's weird. I feel like also 2022 was a series ender year for me. Number 4 is A Taste of Love by Jennifer Yen. I feel like I've bullied this book because I wrote a long negative rant review about A Taste of Love, and it wasn't until I wrote that review and I listed out all the things I didn't like about this book that didn't work for me that I realized how much I actually didn't enjoy the book. And I just feel so sorry. I don't want to rehash all the things that I listed out that didn't work for me with this book. And it makes me sad because I love Boba. Boba is life. I was so excited to see Boba on a cover of a book, and I was so ready to love this book like I love Boba, and that didn't happen, sadly. Number 3 is In a Holidays by Christina Lauren. This is like the prime example of it's not you, it's me, and it's all me. So I didn't know about like the synopsis beforehand, and that's my bad, okay? This is a Groundhog Day story where like a character has to relive events to like learn something or fix something or whatever, and I don't like those types of stories at all. Like, I just never clicked with them, and I didn't know that going in, so like minus points already there. And I also don't like love triangles between siblings, and it's not actually like a love triangle. Like, they don't really have feelings. It was just like an accidental kiss that happened one time in one of like the alternate scenario realities, but it didn't mean anything. But it felt like a love triangle between siblings to me, and I don't like that. In addition, I also don't like excused cheating in my romance novels, and I know it was like implied and it really wasn't the case. And once again, it's always like this with these types of like, you know, you get to relive the day over and over again stories. So it's like, it's not really, but then it came off that way to me. So like, there was just so many like minus things about In Holidays that were like personal things I just don't enjoy reading. And yeah, it really is. It's not In a Holiday's fault. It's me. It's really me. Number 2 is Chobits. It's the 20th anniversary volume 4 in particular that I read in 2022. And I'm sad to see another manga on here. Like, what happened in 2022? And I don't know, it's kind of weird to say this because hilariously growing up, I used to say Clamp was probably one of my favorite like mangaka groups like out there. And now as an adult, having reread quite a few of their published works, I don't know if I can genuinely say that statement anymore. A lot of their stuff has not aged well. A lot of their stuff should not be targeted at the age demographic that it targets. Man. Yeah. It reminds me of when like I read Suki and I was just like, ooh, this is not good. But Chobits is like, I would say even worse than Suki. I just want to make it clear that like I do read differently in the terms of like, as an adult who works in childcare / education, I read with a different mindset. There are some things with children that I don't tolerate or want to see in the books that I am reading. Sorry, I got a call, but now that I am back. So I was talking about Chobits, and I was just mentioning how rereading a lot of Clamp stuff now as an adult, they just haven't aged well. They're not suitable for the age group or the age demographic they target. What else was I saying? Oh, okay. So it's super weird because I didn't even finish reading Chobits when I was younger. Like, I was like, this is not for me. And I don't know why, like, adult me was like, why did I never finish this, like, work from Chobits? Like, I need to reread it now and actually finish it this time around. And you know what? Younger me caught the red flags, and I'm so proud of her then. And I don't know why older me wanted to even finish this. Like, gross you. Oh man. I mean, besides, like, Clamp's artwork, and I guess if you're into, like, the possibility of, like, robot sex, there's really not much else you should be reading this for. Okay, so honestly, when I finished that final volume of Chobits in 2022, I really was like, this is it. This is probably gonna be #1 for worst books. But as I was combing through all my low rated books that I read in 2022, I was reminded that I read Playing in the Palace, and I was just like, oh my god, I did read that in 2022, and it was so bad, and my brain, like, actually forgot about it. So I mean, I don't really want to say much. I think I would sound like a bully. You can read, like, negative reviews on Goodreads about it. I agree with all of them. And so how I even got introduced to this book was that, like, Amazon recommended it to me after, like, reading Red, White, and Royal Blue, which I love, and I'm really looking forward to the live action, by the way. However, this is so far from that. So far. Why would you do me like that, Amazon? Alright, that's my worst books I read in 2022. There were a lot of manga on the list, which made me sad. And yeah, so it was just a year of, like, disliking manga and having love to dislike relationships with authors. So definitely, like, an interesting year in 2022, I would say. It was definitely more fun filming this worst list than my best list, because I did mention, like, everything in my best list, I felt like if I compared it to other years' best lists, like, it just wouldn't hold up. But no, tomorrow, hopefully, I will be posting my most disappointing list. And I was thinking about, like, doing other year-end videos of, like, new release, drop series, or DNFs. I think I did DNFs with other, yeah, okay. But yeah, there was, like, a few other, like, video ideas drafted and planned, but since I'm pushing these out so late, I just feel like, is it even worth it? Should I even do it? And it'll probably be a big NO. So outro time. Like, comment, subscribe. See you in my next video, whenever that is. Bye.